Hello, my name is Professor Charles Mwewa. I am the author of Zambia's largest book. It's known as Struggles of My People. And I started a story that I've been building upon. And as we focus on Zambia, let's come back a little bit backwards to the 1800s and see what was so attractive to this land that some people had to travel so far away, as far as in London, England, from Cape Town, and to come and want to lay claim to these lands. Now, in my last discussion, I talked about the importance of land. There are some people who don't have anything in their land, but when they see it somewhere else, they will sell everything else they have to go and grab it. It's a parable that Jesus gave, isn't it? That a person who finds something treasurable, they leave their land and sell whatever they have to go and get it. That's what happens to land. Some people don't understand the importance and the power of the land they live on. God be praised, He has given every land something. Even selfish lands, lands that have everything others want, they still want to go and grab other lands because land is the most fundamentally natural resource. Now, let's look at Zambia. In 1889, the western side of Zambia had a leader known as Litunga King. Lewanika was his name. So Litunga Lewanika. And in future, as I discuss the eastern side, the western side of Zambia vis-a-vis the eastern, I'll elaborate more on Litunga. But however, this time Litunga is being hoodwinked into signing some bogus concessions and treaties. And most people, that's where the story of Litunga ends, isn't it? But Litunga was a very smart man. Remember, at that time, knowledge beyond the borders of Africa was not very much well known. But Litunga understood that land was important to Zambia. There was a lot of meetings and discussions. It took a lot of begging to get him to sign those treaties. In fact, some of them were so bogus that were already signed, and he was forced to simply append his finger or whatever they would get to symbolize agreement. The land is in the hands of the white Rhodesians at that time as a company. But there were also other brilliant Zambians like Donald Siwale. Now, most Zambians know Kaunda very well, but Kaunda was not the agitator of our independence. Kaundas were cropped into the agitation. They came very late. Donald Siwale, he was a teacher, and he organized some groups of Africans, and they start talking about having a country, a black country. These people were very agitated because in 1935, blacks who started working for the mines, remember, Rhodesia is now in Zambia. He's even named it his own name, Rhodesia. So Rhodes is in Rhodesia. And they are mining copper, cobalt, minerals in Zambia left, right, and center. But they are mistreating these first black employees. And according to their records, remember, everything was being written by white Europeans in Zambia. So their records were always miniature. If they say 6 people, probably 6,000 people died. They would say 6. Africans didn't have anything except working for those guys. And when you put in the 1953 order in council that created the federation, Zambia had a very poor political beginning. First of all, rights were denied Zambians, black Africans, from the inception. Secondly, when they were allowed to work together with white Europeans, they could not assume any job better than being a servant in the house. And by 1962, Zambia was doing very poorly in comparison to southern Rhodesia, because Zambia was not a settlement per se, it was a business land. The white Europeans, Britons, came to Zambia to mine and take the wealth to Zimbabwe. Zambia provided a lot of mineral wealth. Malawi provided a lot of labor, and they lived in Zimbabwe. So Zimbabwe was being developed at the expense of Nyasaland and Northern Rhodesia. That's why the blacks started to agitate in these areas. Even the blacks themselves in Zimbabwe were not getting the benefit of development. It was a white small community that was getting all the best that the mines could offer. You know, there was even 1964, the Barose Agreement that started all the agitation. Now, the Barose Agreement is very fundamental to Zambia's independence. And as I told you at the beginning, that a lot of people have written about Lewanika, they pinpoint the blames, and they forget that Lewanika started thinking of independence far longer and earlier before the Bemba kingdoms started thinking of independence. In the next segment, I'll build on that, and we're going to see how the story of Zambia keeps developing. Thank you.